Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing my mid-month perfume tray update. I'm going to update you guys on the fragrances that I have been wearing since the beginning of October that I put on my tray. So if you haven't watched my October perfume tray, go ahead and catch up with that as well. In my tray videos, I show you guys the fragrances that I'm going to be wearing for the month. I give you guys deeper reviews and I test them out further so that I can give you guys my experiences with the fragrances for the month. So if you are new here and you love all things girly, especially perfume talk, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to see you back for my future uploads. And with that said, let's jump right into the perfume tray update. So I have 10 fragrances to update you guys on. I want to make this video quick because I feel like the videos that I've been filming today, I have just been talking nonstop. So I'm going to try and keep it short and simple, update you guys on these fragrances, give you guys my thoughts on them. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's get started. If I have talked about these a lot on my channel, I don't want to become like too repetitive. So I will update you guys deeper on the ones that are newer to my collection. And then these that I have talked about before, I'll just give you like a quick update in case you're new to my channel and you haven't heard me talk about these. So the first one is one that I feel like it might be a little bit hard to find. This one, you can find it at discounted websites or places like FragranceNet and things like that. But I don't think that this is being sold anymore in department stores or like Sephora or anything like that. But this one is such a good one. This one is by Kenzo and this is Flower Elixir, I believe is the name. The bottle is totally obnoxious. I don't like the bottle too much, but the scent in here, now I completely forgot that this fragrance is kind of like what fragrances used to be. I feel like now you really have to let your fragrances sit for a while, sometimes even like a year, for them to really perform good. Or maybe that's just what happened with this one. It's been sitting in my collection and it has just really gotten really strong and potent. The performance on this is perfection. This one to me is like a powdered raspberry dessert. It has a powdery touch to it, but it's not too much, it's not mature, and it makes you smell so irresistible. Now, I made the mistake of overspraying myself with this one, so it was a little much the night that I wore it. So this one is very strong, very long lasting. I woke up the next day and I could still smell it as if I had just applied the fragrance. So I am going to put the notes up on the screen for this one. So yeah, if you go anywhere where you see this being sold, sometimes you'll go to like discount fragrance place and sometimes they still have these like hidden gems. This is such a good one. I definitely recommend this one. So yeah, this one has raspberry, mandarin orange, Bulgarian rose, orange blossom, praline, bourbon vanilla, and those powdery notes, which you definitely feel in this fragrance. It is gourmand, but it's not only gourmand. I feel like it's gourmand, but then it's also a little floral as well. Now, it has gotten strong to the point where I can't spray a lot of this one or I will give myself a headache. But the performance, you literally with this one, I only need 2 or 3 sprays. So this should last me a good amount of time if I don't go crazy with it. Sometimes I forget and I just start spraying like crazy. Beautiful for fall time if you can find this one. Another fragrance that's kind of similar to this one, I prefer this one. But another one that's similar to this one is Prada Candy. So those two, I feel like if you like Prada Candy, you would really, really love this one. I prefer this one over Prada Candy, but they're very similar in my opinion. So that's that one. Then I wore this one day. I went to go do groceries. I mentioned that I wanted to put this fragrance on the tray for like casual days, going grocery shopping, running errands. And this one is by Marc Jacobs. This is Daisy Love Days. And this is another one that you can find at discounter websites. It was perfect for an everyday casual jeans and a t-shirt, which is usually what I'm wearing, especially when I'm going out with the kids. I don't really have time to put myself together. So I'll walk out of the house looking a little crazy. Not too crazy, but at least I'm smelling good. So I love this one. I feel like out of all of the like big flower bottles that I've had of these, the Daisy Love ones, this is one of my favorites because it just smells so good. It has apricot, I think that's how you say it. So it smells fruity, but it smells like a very just like flirty grown up fruity. It's not too juvenile in my opinion. If you find these usually like a little too boring, I feel like this one is definitely worth it. This one has apricot, osmanthus, and amber. It's just super feminine, girly, and pretty. It's a pretty girl scent, perfect for every day. I definitely recommend this one. You guys know I love like peachy, apricot. I don't know if it's apricot, but these types of scents, it just smells juicy and fruity. And honestly, the longevity of this one has gotten better as well. It's not super beast mode at all. These are just like casual fragrances. You are going to smell it on yourself. Like I had a really nice scent bubble going on with this one, but it's not the best performer, but it's really, really good. So I definitely recommend this one. Next up, I wore this one right here, and this one is by Lattafa. This is Anna Avilled Rouge. Last time I forgot to mention that it was the Rouge. This one is supposed to be like a Baccarat Rouge 540 dupe, but in my opinion, it has like this fruity touch to it that kind of makes it smell different in a good way. So it has kind of like that Baccarat Rouge 540 vibe, but with this added really pretty fruitiness that just makes it a little juicy and fun. It's not as luxurious smelling, but I will say when I first applied this one, I went a little crazy as well with the sprays. With this one, I've sprayed a lot of it, and it kind of started giving me a headache at first. So I got kind of worried. I was like, ooh, this might not work for me. But the dry down of this had me smelling so good. So next time I'm not gonna spray that much. But it's just a very likable, airy, dainty, sweet, a little fruity type of fragrance. The performance is really nice. It lasted all day. I wore this during the day and it lasted. I also wore it at night, and when I woke up I can still smell it. It's not super strong when I woke up. For example, like this one, it's as if I applied the fragrance when I woke up. This one had just turned into like a skin scent, but I can still definitely pick it up. This one has notes of nashi pear, kumquat, bergamot, caramel, geranium, ambergris, musk, and oak moss. So very unique notes that I have never in my life smelled. Like I never smelled a nashi pear, so I can't tell you what that smells like, but I do smell like a bright, fruity, juicy scent along with like that Baccarat 540 DNA. So good. I definitely recommend this one. It's affordable and it's really, really pretty. The performance is pretty good, so not complaining about this one. So far, I'm liking it. I won't say that this is like one that I'm super head over heels in love with, but it's nice. So I need to give it more time to see if it ends up becoming like a favorite for me. But really pretty. I definitely recommend that one. Next up, I also wore my Kayali Vanilla 28. I love this one. I talked about this in my fall recommendation, so I just finished going crazy talking about it. I have talked about this one a lot on my channel. This is like a vanilla extract with brown sugar with a little florals in the background. The floral notes are not too strong to my nose. They're kind of just in there, but they're blended really nicely. And the main notes that I pick up is just a vanilla extract with brown sugar. Really, really good. It's gourmand. It's perfect for layering. The performance gets better each year. It's lasting much longer. This one's not one that will last me super long still, but the performance has gotten much better, and I think I could still smell this one a little bit in the morning. It wasn't a lot. It was definitely a skin scent. For fall time, this is perfect, and for winter, it's just a beautiful, if you're a vanilla lover, is a must-have, and I definitely recommend Vanilla 28. Another vanilla that I forgot about and just went crazy in love with, why did I not pick you up in so long type of fragrance. This one is Skylar Vanilla Sky. This is literally like a cappuccino with caramel, a little bit of woody touches in there. It is so good, and it has gotten so much better. So this one is one that when I first got it, the performance was not there. I can definitely say that it gets better with time. It's gotten a little bit more dense. The caramel in here is perfection. It's beautiful. It's so good. This is intoxicating. It's so yummy. The scent bubble that this creates, beautiful. It's a vanilla lover's dream as well. I love it so much. So much. So this one has notes of cappuccino, sweet orange, bergamot, vanilla, cinnamon, Spanish jasmine, caramel, amber, sandalwood, and cedar. All of those notes are blended so perfectly together. They're beautiful, they're smooth, they're gourmand. If you are a gourmand lover, this is a must have. If you love caramel, this is a must have because you're going to pick up that caramel with a little bit of that cappuccino in there, but it's not a bitter coffee. It's not too strong. Love that one. Another one that I wore again a couple days ago. I actually wore it 2 days in a row. This is Eyelish by Billie Eilish. I have mentioned this one so many times on my channel, but really quickly, I wasn't a fan when I first got it. I remember saying that it smelled like Whole Foods. Like when you walk into a Whole Foods, it was like literal spices to my nose when I first smelled this fragrance, and I'm happy that I did not declutter it. I didn't get rid of it because it has a pretty good, like you can't even see the juice anymore. This one is so good in the dry down. So the opening to me still not like something that I completely super in love with because it's very spicy in the opening. It has a lot of depth to it. It has a lot of warmth, spice in it. But when it just starts like marrying into your skin, like you gotta let it marinate, and it just starts smelling sugary, vanilla, sweet with still that spice in there. So it's like a sweet vanilla scent, but it's like a sexy, deep, spicy vanilla to me. It's so good while still getting super sweet in the dry down. It gets sweeter and sweeter as you're wearing it. So yeah, I love to layer this one with Bath and Body Works Marshmallow Pumpkin Latte. I always forget the name, but those two paired together are so good. So good together. And the longevity of this one, I would say is pretty good. I feel like when I wear this in the morning, I can definitely smell it all day. Like I just wore it one day I woke up, I got dressed, and I put this on and I smelled it the entire day. I was editing, working, and I can smell myself. I can smell it on my skin. It does kind of start turning into like a skin scent more towards the end. So I would say this lasts like 6 hours for sure, turning into like a skin scent towards the end. So the performance is really, really good. So that is Eyelish by Billie Eilish. Now we have Nishan 100 Silent Ways. I was sent this by So Avant-Garde. I'm going to be putting the link in the description box as well as a discount code if you're interested in trying anything from their website. You can receive 20% off with the code that I'm going to put on the screen. And this is a beautiful vanilla. I was talking about this in my fall video as well, and this one just smells like a more elevated, sophisticated vanilla to me. It's airy, it's sweet, it's a little sugary, but in the opening you do get that, I believe it's peach note and mandarin, I don't remember, but it does open up a little bit more juicy and a little floral. This does have gardenia and tuberose. If you are like me and you despise gardenia, don't be afraid of this one. The gardenia is not too strong, at least to my nose. I would still sample for sure. The tuberose is not too strong either. It just gives it a very feminine touch. So if you're not into like a super gourmand vanilla where you don't want to smell like a cupcake, you don't want to smell like sugar, vanilla extract, you just want a vanilla that smells more sophisticated, pretty, classy, I feel like this is the perfect one. It's a light vanilla, it's airy, but it has those beautiful floral and fruity notes in there as well. So this one is beautiful. It's a little bit more of like a softer scent. Like you'll still catch whiffs of this one, but it's definitely not like a beast mode. I feel like this one is meant to be more like softer though, in a very beautiful way. And you're still gonna smell it on your skin, but it's just not super duper beast mode either. So that is 100 Silent Ways. So next I want to update you guys on Juliet Has a Gun Ode to Donuts. I uploaded a review on this one and it is fairly new in my collection. This is the first month that I have it in my collection. I have worn it, I would say 2 or 3 times. And I will say this is not like a fragrance that I'm going to rave about or a fragrance that is like super impressive, but I mean the name, Ode to Donuts. I feel like it's just meant to be just a neutral, calm, cozy scent. It's not meant to like blow your socks off or anything, but I feel like it's blended really nicely for those people who love woody fragrances. It's a soft, woody fragrance. I am very, very picky with sandalwood, and I feel like I could keep this one around. It's not one that I will say I'm loving. I'm still not there yet, but I feel like this one's going to work much better for me as it gets colder. If it's warm, there's no way in hell that I can wear this, because anytime that it's still kind of warm outside and I try to smell this, the sandalwood kind of comes across as like that cloying thick, like you feel it just thick sandalwood, so I can't do it. But when it's cold in the morning time, when it's in the 50s, or like just when it's really cold and I smell this, it has a warmth that starts coming through, and that little spice kind of shows up a little bit more. So I don't want to give an update on like my final thoughts right now. I will say that I'm kind of like working my way with this one to see what my final thoughts are, but it's definitely a nice one. It's not bad. I recommend sampling it to see how you feel about it. I do feel like it's going to be polarizing. Some people will love it and some people will just not be a fan of it. So yeah, it's not a love. This one's like a like at the moment, but really nice. So for a person who struggles with sandalwood, this is like a nice way to own a fragrance with that note and not be completely turned off by it. And it just smells very sophisticated and very smooth and nice, and it can definitely be unisex for sure. Performs really nicely too. When I put it on, it lasts all day as well. Now these last two are on the chopping block for me, unfortunately. I was talking about these in my declutter video. I'm most likely going to declutter them. The first one is Mugler Alien Goddess Intense. I feel like the one for me is just the original Alien Goddess with the coconut and the more like beachy smooth vibe. This one, it does have a bit of a dent because I have worn this one in the past, and for it having jasmine tea, which you guys know I am not a fan of jasmine, so this has been like the closest to me giving like a good review on a fragrance that's pretty heavy on jasmine. But lately it's just been, I don't know, I've tried to wear it and I just don't feel like it's me. It starts smelling very clean and soapy on me like after a while, and then it gets very thick as well. And even though it's not bad, it does not smell bad, but I just don't love it. So I feel like this one is, I don't know, it's a nice one, it's just not for me. But I'm pretty sure that there's so many people who love this type of fragrance, but it's just one that I know if I reach for it, it's just because I'm not reaching for it enough, if you know what I mean. It's not one that I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to wear my Alien Goddess Intense. That's just not the vibes with this one. So this one's most likely going to be leaving my collection. And then this one, you guys, this is Commodity Milk. This is the personal one. So I chose this one over the original Milk because that one back then when I was living in Puerto Rico smelled way too woody, and it took away from like that marshmallow like tonic vibe. So I decided to go for this one. I don't know what is going on with this one, you guys. I'm honestly just confused because I went from absolutely really loving it to like just every time I put it on, it almost gives me like, it gives me a headache. It makes me a little sick. There's something in here that's turning like, kind of smells like chemical to me. It has marshmallow and milk in the opening, musk, white cedar extract, wood sea notes, and amber. I honestly don't know what is turning a little cloying. Is it that milk? No, I don't know. But this one was so good, and I wanted to layer it with sweet whiskey from Bath and Body Works, which they smell so similar. They could be dupes for each other, but I'm actually realizing that I prefer sweet whiskey. So I'm struggling with this one right now. That's kind of my update for this one. It does have a great performance. It does last a long time, and I do literally smell it the whole time I'm wearing it. But since it's giving me a headache and it's giving me kind of like that cloying type of vibe, I'm not really enjoying it. So I'm very confused with this one. I hate when this happens because I feel like I tell you guys that I love a fragrance and then all of a sudden I start struggling with it and then we're here. So, but that's what these updates are for, is kind of to update you guys on it. Let me know. I want to know what you guys think of Milk Personal. That is my update on the first half of the month. Those are the fragrances that I have been wearing. That is going to be it. Comment down below if you own any of these, if you love them, if you hate them. Just put your opinions below so that others can read everybody's opinions on them and we can see which one outweighs, you know, if they are favorites or if everyone's not feeling them. So I love to see the comment section. I love when you guys leave your reviews, your experience with a fragrance. It's one of my favorite things about the channel. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next one.